Hey guys, so I had a bit of a weird interaction the other day and I just thought I'd share it with you guys. It seemed to exemplify so much of the weirdness that's going on out there at the moment. So this is David and he has a Twitter account. The Driving Creators Network is focused on independent creators and publishers, home of Lion's Den Comic Shop. Alright, sounds good. So I came across this tweet of his in the morning as soon as I woke up. Signal boosting is paramount in times like this. Reply with a current crowdfunding effort, books you've got available, etc. DM me with your site, etc. I'll get a piece up for everyone in the next couple of days. Well, sounds great. I've got a crowdfund that's launching in April. I'm taking sign-ups right now. I'll leave the link in the description for anyone. It's called The Lucent. But I see something like this on Twitter, and what do I do? Naturally. So I replied to him, I have a book launching in April, but if you sign up to the mailing list now, you'll receive an exclusive postcard when you go on to back the project. I do this as many times as I have time for during the day whenever I see it. Hopefully, probably most people won't see it, but hopefully someone will click through and give it a like. So yeah, I just sent that and I didn't think anything of it. And when I checked my notifications, this is what I saw. We are not CG and do not support it in any fashion whatsoever. Okay. Bit weird. This is a guy by the name of Alexander, Mr. Skowronov. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. He was the one who originally retweeted that, thinking just like I did. I mean, there's nothing in there that says you might be gatekept because you have the wrong kind of friends, but he responded, signal boosting is paramount in times like this, unless you belong to the wrong think crowd, I guess. Then you don't deserve shit, it would seem. Imagine somebody said that to me because I was gay. Oh wait, they have. You know who hasn't? Comicsgate. Enjoy your echo chamber. That was a bit harsher than what I said back to him. I just said, too bad you're missing out on a heap of awesome books. Best of luck. And Alexander rightly pointed out, you may also want to add that disclaimer to your bio or a pinned post. We don't read minds or possess palantirs, you know. I thought that was a great response. I know that he was the reason why I saw that tweet in the first place. So I just thought I'd reach out to him in a message. Alexander has okayed for me to show everyone his DMs here. I just wanted to say thank you. I said, I'm always surprised when seemingly normal people are so vehemently against anti-CG. I struggle to even remember why it was ever controversial in the first place. Who came off as the weirdo there? Just wanted to say thank you for being out there promoting everyone like you do. Just a little thank you. I didn't really even expect anything in return but a cheers or a thumbs up. Alexander wrote back something really cool, and it just really exemplifies what it's like for fans out there inside CG and what it means to them. So I wanted to read it to you guys because I just thought it was really beautifully written and really cut right into it, what this movement means to so many of us. So here it is. That's the thing. There is no controversy to us on the inside of CG. It was controversial to outsiders because, like everything in 2017-18, and still present day too, it seemed problematic because a cursory look over the loudest, most popular voices looked like a gathering of straight white males. None of them have actually spent enough time with CG as to test the validity of that picture, which is why the movement has, and sadly still is, bombarded with the istphobe accusations you can think of. I hate doing it, but oftentimes in attempts to defend Comicsgate, I have to signal my sexuality in order to try breaking down the picture they have for us all. But it often doesn't work. They either don't believe me, attack me as a sort of traitor to my own people, ignore both me and CG altogether, or block me. They do the same with women and non-Caucasian people in CG as well. That's how you know they are bad faith actors. They don't care about certain demographics, just the underlying dogma. If you don't fit in, to hell with you. And this is so true. And, we saw this with Gamergate as well. There was a hashtag that went along with Gamergate, and it was probably even more valuable than Gamergate, and that was Not Your Shield, and that was people who were just anyone who wasn't a straight white male could put Not Your Shield with the hashtag to show the shill media and all the useful idiots out there trying to smear it as some kind of abusive, doxing, hate movement, to show that no, it's a broad church. Anyone of any race, gender, sexuality, whatever, was welcome, just like it is in CG. And in CG, we had a hashtag a while back at the very start saying, I think it was something about I'm the leader of Comicsgate. And yeah, it was a similar kind of thing where, you know, you could show that you're not just a straight white male, that there's more than just straight white men in this movement. And just as before, it's just routinely ignored. And it's the same every time. They say they're all about minorities, minority race, minority sexuality, orientation, whatever. But if you don't also subscribe to the far left political ideology, then you'll be treated worse than anyone. And I think that's what Alexander is talking about here. It's just, it really is so hypocritical. And it's why people like him have found such a home here in Comicsgate. So he goes on. This person, it's possible that they don't even believe these things about CG, but had to take a stance to save grace within the industry. Peer pressure is a nasty bitch to deal with, and they are tweeting out in the open. If they are seen boosting a CG creator, then they have to deal with it. Just a possibility. And isn't that a sad indictment of the situation we find ourselves in? Like I said, I don't even remember at this point why it's even controversial to be Comicsgate. All I see out there is just positivity among fans and creators and amazing books, huge crowdfunding campaigns, new people coming along, getting their books funded, established pros making insane amounts of money, and amazing books, one after the other. So yeah, it always kind of shocks me when someone says, oh, that's a hate movement, or that's a this and that, and I've never seen that. So it's just really weird to me. Alexander goes on, I might be wrong, and this person is just a weirdo like that. It's kind of my fault. I liked and retweeted his post, thinking it would get more eyes, and that way help them, and also help anyone in CG having or planning a campaign. That's why I told them it. No, I think he's saying that that's why he said to them that they should say CG avoid them like COVID-19, because yeah, they're just going to smear anyone who responds to that who is CG. I struggled growing up as a kid in a very disadvantaged geographic part of the world and would always lose myself in books and comics, especially comics. Along the way, by the start of my teens, comics began disappearing, as from my home, from stores as well. Until several years ago, I had no hope to ever make something creative of my own, until I ran into the concept of self-publishing books and the successes indie authors have with it. And running into CG a few years afterwards was the catalyst that not only brought me back into reading comics, but ignited my desire to one day also make them. CG is therefore very important to me and everyone in it. Its existence is crucial. The success of everyone in it that creates, as the person said, paramount. No need to thank me. I do appreciate it though. I'm just doing what I feel like any CGer should do. Lead by example, and if possible, inspire others to adopt your approach. I'll continue to support you and others and promote your work as long as I'm able. Yeah, so again, I got Alexander's permission to post this. I just thought it was just so well written and just so exemplified what it's like on the inside of CG, to see it from that perspective, and how it has given so much inspiration and so much hope out there to fans and creators alike, and how special it is, And anyone who's been around the indie scene for any time, even a couple of years, but people have been around decades, and they're all saying the same thing. This has never happened before. There's never been this kind of camaraderie and passion and excitement and actual results coming out of all that ever. And it's just beginning. So if you've heard of Comicsgate and you've kind of heard some bad things about it, listen to this guy who's actually in it, and listen to me who's been there from the start as well. It's an amazing thing we've got here, and as long as we all stick together, uphold the values, and keep putting out and reading the amazing books that Comicsgate is creating, then who knows how far and how high this thing can fly. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to show you. Make sure you follow Alexander. He's at, I'm going to try and say it again, Skowronov. You'll see him on Twitter. He's always around, retweeting projects, chatting, great guy. And we're all lucky to have him in Comicsgate. Alright, see you guys, bye.